Hey everyone, if you already understand what linked list is, you understand the concept that one value points to another and that value points to another and that value points to another and so on. You understand this concept, but you just don't understand the code implementation, then this video may help. So you have watched some tutorials on YouTube. They all explain what linked list is and they explain the code implementation, but it simply doesn't make sense to you. I will try my best to explain as much as I can. I will do the coding in Python, but I will try my best to make you understand simply so that even if you use another language, you can do it on your own. Now, hopefully you already know what a class is. So I'm going to take a class. I will call it node. You can call it anything you like. And hopefully you know what constructor is. Constructor is basically when you are instantiating this class, the constructor will run at the beginning. And inside the constructor, you can assign values to variables and many things. So in Python, you take constructor like this. In init, this is the constructor of Python. Now I will take two variables in my constructor. One is called value. Another one is called next. You can call them anything. Now, how do I assign values? Well, I will accept the values from here and assign them here. And for the next variable, I will take another variable called next, and the default value of next is going to be none. In Python, it is called none. In other programming, it is called null. So I will assign that next variable that I got here inside this one. Okay, we have everything done on this class. And now I want to create an instance of this class and assign value to this variable, this value variable right here. How do I do that? Well, first of all, I will create an instance like this, and I will say data is equal to 1 or whatever. So I have assigned a value to the data variable, which is going to this value variable, right? So what if I print, let's put it in a variable, I'll call it head. So what if I want to access this variable? How do I do that? Since I have kept it in a variable, I can say head dot value or head dot next. I can assign these variables like this, right? So what if I print head dot value? What do you think I'm going to get? I will obviously get 1. Why? Because I have passed 1 to the data variable and data is giving this variable to value. So if I print value, head dot value, obviously I'm going to get 1. Let me run it, and as you can see, it shows 1. Let me clear the console for you and run it again. It gives us 1, head dot value. Now, what if I print head dot next? What do you think I'm going to get? Well, we didn't assign any value to next, just like we did here. We could assign next equal to something, right? We didn't do that. So what if I print head dot next? What do you think I will get? Obviously, I'm going to get none or null. Let me show you. So head dot next, and I run it. It gives me none, right? So how do I assign value to this next variable? I could do it here, or I could say head dot next equal to something. Let's say 1, 2, 3 or something. Now I have printed next right here. What do you think I will get this time? Obviously 1, 2, 3. I run it and I get 1, 2, 3 right here. Now instead of assigning integer value, can I assign something else? So for example, what if I assign the instance of node class like this? Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. So just like I have assigned a value to data variable right here, what if I assign another value to data variable? Let's say I have assigned 2. If I print head dot value, I will get 1 because I am passing 1 from here. And if I print head dot next this time, it will give me a weird value because this time I am assigning a class instance, not any integer or a string or anything. Let me show you. So if I print head dot next and run it, it gives me this weird value right here. Main.node object at whatever, we don't care. The point is this time it is not giving me a readable value, and that is because I'm not assigning any readable value. I'm just assigning a class instance. So the question is, I have assigned a new value to data variable right here. So what if I want to print this data variable from this instance? How do I do that? Am I going to do, since in head.next I have assigned this and I want to print the value from this instance, am I going to do head.next.value? Is it going to work? What do you think? I mean, it should work, right? Let me run it. And we can see it gave 2. That means it is working. So let me break it down for you. Instead of saying head.next equal to this, I will just cut it and put it in a separate variable. I will call it A. Okay. And in head.next, I will just assign a variable. I can do that obviously. So instead of saying head.next.value, I can simply say a.value. What do you think I will get? I will get 2 because in this instance I am passing 2. Let me run it and I get 2. Okay, I'll take another variable and do the same thing, but this time I will pass a different value, 3, and I will take another variable and I will say data is equal to 4. Now in all these instances, I have not instantiated, I have not passed any value for next variable, did I? So what if I want to do that? Because for each instance, the next variable is null. I didn't pass anything so far. What if I want to do that? Well, I can simply say head.next, I'll pass A. In other words, this instance. And for A.next, for this instance, I can pass next variable value to something, but instead I will pass B, in other words this instance. For B.next, I will pass another instance, in other words C, right here. Okay, so if I print A.next, what do you think I'm going to get? I have said A.next is equal to B. In other words, this instance right here. So if I print A.next, let's see what we get. I run it. I get this weird value, just like earlier, because inside B, inside B there is just an instance of class, not an actual value. But what if I say a.next.value? What do you think I will get? I'll get 3. Let me run it and show it to you. Okay, I got 3 right here. Okay, so everything I have done right here, that's fine. What if I want to print all the value I have assigned right here? I want to print all of them. I can just do that. So in print, and for first one I will say head.value, and for second one I will say a.value, for another one b.value, and c.value. So for first one the value is 1, second one value is 2, for B value is 3, for C value is 4. Let me run it and I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. And if I print next for each one of them, what will I get? I'll simply get that weird value, because for each one of them, for next, I'm just assigning their instance, not an actual value. Okay, what if I want to print all this in a loop? Can I do that? Yes, I can easily do that. Let's run a while loop. But before that, the first instance that I have, I will put that in a separate variable. I'll call it current. So am I going to assign this again right here? No, I don't have to do that, because I have already done that and put it in a variable. It is called head. So I can simply pass head to this current variable. That's the same thing, right? Okay. Now I'll run a while loop, and I'll say while current has something, like while current has something, meaning if it's not null, then you keep running this loop. Okay. So while current has something, for first item, what does it have? It has this head variable, and in this head variable we have this instance. So if I printed head.value, I got this 1, right? So if I print current.value, I will get 1 for the first item. Same thing. Okay, so I'll print current.value. Okay, now after I have printed that, what is head.next? Head.next was A, in other words, this instance, right? So I will say current is equal to the new instance, which is current.next. In other words, head.next is equal to this new instance for the first item in our loop. It's the same thing. What I'm doing in this loop, I have done it right here. So at first it will print head.value, which is 1, then current.next, which is this 1, will be instantiated or assigned to the current variable. So our current has something, so the loop will run again. So current.value next will be 2 from here. Then we are assigning a new value to the current variable, which is current.next. In other words, B is this. Okay, so it comes here. Yes, we have something in our current still. We want to print current.value, which is 3 in this case. And then inside current variable, we are assigning current.next again. In other words, this, what we did here, we are assigning this class, this instance. Okay, So it will come here, current dot value is now 4. And after this one, did I assign anything to c dot next? I didn't say c dot next equal to something, right? I didn't do that. So c dot next is null. So when for the last item I did c dot next, which is null, so our current has null right now. The while loop will say, okay, you don't have anything, so I will just stop the loop. So let me run this and see if this while loop is working. And it prints 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, hopefully you have understood so far. Now let me show you another function. What if I want to sort something in this list, this linked list? So I'll take another function. I'll call it sorts value. And this function will take two parameters, the starting point and the value I am looking for. For the starting point, I'll call it start. And the value I'm looking for, I'll call it B. So just like we have done things right here, current equal to head, we will say whatever starting point we get, I'll take a variable called current is equal to start. Now you don't have to call it current, you can call it anything. I'm just going to call it current. So whatever start point I get, I put it in this current variable, just like what I have done right here. And just like I had this access to the value, just like I had it right here, because remember, inside current, there will be just instances. So I do have access to value, which is coming from this right here. So I can say while current has something, then we want to run loop from the beginning to the end, just like what I have done right here. While current has something, we want to check if current dot value is equal to the value that I am looking for, which is B. If it is the case, then you simply return true. In other words, we have found the value. You don't have to run the loop anymore, return true. And if it is not found, then I will say current is equal to current dot next instance, the next instance, or things we have done here. And if you don't find it, come out of the loop and return false. Now I will call this function sorts value, and the first item it is taking is the starting point. So start is equal to, we can simply pass head, which is the first instance. So I'll pass head, and it is taking a value to search. Maybe I want to search 5. Okay. Now it will return something, either true or false. So whatever we get here, we want to print it, either true or false. If I run it, I'm getting false because 5 doesn't exist. We have never instantiated 5. We have assigned 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let me, instead of 5, search for 3. And if I run it, it says true this time. That means the value is found. If you still didn't understand what I have taught you so far, please rewatch the video a few times, because watching it few times will hopefully make you understand it. Now what I have showed you here is called singly linked list, and there is double linked list and other type of linked list as well. To understand this tutorial, don't just watch the video. Try to write the code just like I did in the video. Writing will help you even more.